how to do status change with civil or labor judgment against you. Status change. Well, status change will only happen once the case has been finalized. And so depending what type of case you have, it's labor and civil, in terms of status change, they may have different implications because often if you have a labor case, then your residence visa that would have been linked to your employment case or your employer is also kind of tied with your labor case, and often you're not going to be able to do very much of anything until the case is finalized or until one or the other party asks the court in the interim to have the visa canceled. But if that's the labor case, and you have to wait until that finishes, or you have to make a request in the interim to try to update your status pending the employment case. But with employment cases, that's kind of the nuance. Now, if you have a civil case, then of itself does not affect your residence status in the UAE unless that case has to do is attached to, for example, enforcement for a monetary obligation, i.e., the civil case has a judgment, and that judgment is final, and there are enforcement proceedings, and now there is an actual amount of money that you need to pay before you're able to, let's say, to freely exit the country. So, but in most cases, the civil case per se does not affect your residence status. The employment case may. But one way or the other, you certainly, once you've settled both cases, then you can update your status change. And to do that, and by the way, this is important, is that if you've settled both cases or either case, whatever it may be, sometimes, in most cases actually, you need to be proactive about approaching the authorities and making sure that your status has been changed to update, your legal status. It doesn't necessarily happen automatically. So in other words, let's say if you've paid all your dues to the court, it doesn't get automatically communicated to immigration to clear your status. So you need to make those requests proactively.